How to use social media for good. How does that sound? That's kind of the only way I like to do things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. First things first, if you are watching on the YouTubes, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. If you are not watching on the YouTubes, do make sure that right after this video you go to the YouTubes, search my first and last name, click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. All right, we've got that underway. Just going to say, ask your questions as we go through this, you guys. So this is kind of just a laid-back Friday talk about social media and the state of social media as it is today, right? Hey, Kelly. Hey, Evie. I see you guys. Hey, Talita. So here's what I see some people have a very polarized experience on social media. It's either this or it's that. And there does not seem to be much in between, okay? So the things that I see are people either complaining and hating their experience on social media and hating all the fighting and all of that stuff, or people are having fun and sharing good stuff on social media, okay? Here is the thing. Hey, from South Africa, hello. Good morning, Sherilyn. I see you there. Hey, Elle. So here's the difference in those experiences, and then also we're going to talk about how we can create good experiences and do good on social media. This has actually been one of my things that I've been doing for a very long time. It has been a passion point for me for a really long time. Before even sort of like this stuff that happened since March. Before that even, which has now thrown it into high gear, because now social media is one of the only ways that we have to really be able to be ourselves and communicate and that sort of thing, right? So what I've talked about on social media for years is that social media is an extension, you guys, of your community, right? It is your community. If you treat it like your community, it can be your ministry. It can be the way that you show up in the world. It can be the way that you create change in the world, right? So the people that are experiencing negativity on social media, there's nothing wrong with those people. But my suggestion to you is to block some people or to snooze some folks, y'all, right? If you're experiencing negativity and it is getting into your own headspace and it is bothering you, then what you need to do is you need to snooze those friends. You need to unfollow them, or at the end, block them if you need to. Who cares, right? Prune your Facebook feed. If you're having a negative experience with people on Facebook, then prune your feed, right? I think Jim Rohn said it, right? You're the average of the 5 people that you hang around. Well, on social media, he said that before social media. Social media, that might be you're the average of the 50 people you hang around, right? The 50 people that you follow on a daily basis or that you engage with on a daily basis. So the number is no longer 5, but here's the deal, you guys. There's a flip side of that coin. If you're engaging with 50 people as opposed to 5 and they are influencing your experience, now let's think about this. You, in the way that you are showing up online, are influencing many other people's experience, right? So the things that I talk about online are inspiring things. I talk about real stuff and funny stuff and whatever, but I also talk about inspiring things. I also talk about what's real in this world and what's not real in this world, right? I just talk about what matters to you, you guys. That is how we use social media for good. Talk about maybe a story that happened to you. Maybe something happened to you. I remember I remember this from, gosh, it was a couple of years ago. But there is a story, and it was freezing cold. This is when we lived in Cedar Rapids. It was freezing cold outside. One of my tires was low. I was at a gas station sitting behind this guy waiting for like the tire filler upper thing. And I couldn't just go to another gas station because my tire was too low to do that. So I had to sit there and wait. I literally sat there for like 15 to 20 minutes, you guys, as this man in front of me didn't even have the tire filler upper thing in his tire. He had it on the front of his dashboard, and I'm like, what is this man doing? And I'm sitting back there, and I was starting to get irritated because I'm like, this man, he was talking on his phone, he was smoking a cigarette, and then this tire filler upper thing is on the front of his car. I'm like, it doesn't even function that way, right? Like, what are you doing, man? And all the while, I'm just like, this guy is wasting time. I need to be somewhere. And so I was starting to get irritated. Okay. I didn't leave. I didn't do anything that I was thinking I wanted to do in my head. Right. 15 minutes later, here's what happens. The guy airs up his tire, and then he comes back to my car and he asks me to roll down the window. That's the universal sign for rolling down your window, I think. He asked me to roll down my window. I don't have my speaker. I don't have my thing on. Oh, well. He asked me to roll down my window, you guys. And then he said, you guys can hear me, can't you? I'm sure you can. It's just not as good. Sorry about that, you guys. He asked me to roll down my window. And then he said, I was thawing out the air thing. Just like the air thing is thawed out for you now. You guys, he had it in his defroster on the front of his window, and he was thawing out the air thing. Because if you live anywhere that gets very, very cold, you know that a lot of times those air pumper uppers, like the tire air things, they freeze and they don't work. They always say out of order in the middle of the winter. You just cannot air up your tire, which is like when you need to air up your tire because the air, it gets cold and your tires go flat a little bit. And so he had that thing in his defroster. And as I'm sitting back there getting irritated, and this man's on the phone, and he's smoking a cigarette, and blah, 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 as I'm sitting back there and getting irritated, he is helping me. He's creating a situation that I wouldn't have known to do myself. I would have just been, well, it doesn't work, and then tried to figure something else out. Instead, I just sat there, and then he came back and basically told me that this thing works. And then I got to air up my tire, probably with the only place in town that was working, because this guy knew how to do that, right? And you guys, those are the kinds of stories that whenever they happen, we shouldn't keep. It would be difficult not to hear you, James. We could keep those stories to ourselves, and still we got to learn from them, and that's cool. But you guys, whenever things like that happen to us, which I believe they happen to us all the time, and if we're paying attention, they seem to happen even more, right? You're at least paying attention to when they're happening. That's stuff to put on social media. It's stuff to change perspective. Stories change perspective. They can change maybe the trajectory of someone's life. You just don't know, right? You just don't know. So that's how we use social media for good. And I don't just use it in that way for good. I message people. I make sure people are doing well. If I see that somebody's going through something rough, I'm gonna reach out to them. I'm gonna find out more details. I'm gonna see how I can help. That's how we use social media for good. But you guys, it's all about the expectation of what happens when you open that app, right? What are you gonna do when you open that app? Are you just gonna scroll mindlessly and try to find something that's gonna be self-serving? Or are you gonna open that app and say, how can I serve as you open the app? How can I serve? How can I help people that show up in front of me? There's a prayer that I pray every single morning, you guys. And it's, illuminate the people that I need to be showing up for today. Make it so I can't not see them or can't not see this thing that is in front of me, and give me my taps, give me my nudges that say, Martha, go do this thing, right? I am so flighty and so at times chaotic that I need for God to be like, girl, shoulders, right? Girl, get it together. Go help this person. And when we ask for things like that, we receive things like that, right? Like my conversations with God go something like, listen, you know me. You know that I'm a little bit flighty, but you know that I am here to serve. Put the people in front of me so I can't not see them, okay? And that includes, and a lot of times happens on social media, you guys. That is how we use it for good. We set our intentions to use it for good. We pray for the people to be put in front of us that need to be put in front of us. We pray to be put in front of the people that need us that need to see what we have to say. There are some times that I have no idea what I'm going to talk about that day, and then all of a sudden just something comes out of my face, and then I'll get messages from people that say, I needed to hear that today. I needed this today. And you guys, that's where you're the hands and feet. That's where you're acting on mission. That's where you're acting as though every day is your ministry, right? Every day, everywhere that you stand, everywhere that you show up in the world is your mission area, right? That is your space. So don't think that, you know, in order to be a missionary or something, that you need to go to another country to do that. You guys, we have plenty of work to do right here. We have plenty of work to do right here on social media. Plenty. There's lots. Okay? For all of these people having negative experiences every day, that is your place. Okay? It's your place to light up. It's your place to show up in love. If you're seeing their stuff, they're seeing your stuff. You could be annoyed about their stuff, or you could say, hey, listen, I know they're going to see my stuff. I'm about to light it up. Okay? That's what it's about, you guys. Okay. What questions/comments do you have? Oh, Candace, I love it. I needed to hear this today. There it is. There it is. You guys, we are given the desires that we have whenever we're on path. We are given the desires that we have because it's needed for somebody else. There's a grand plan. The desires that we have typically aren't even born of us in the first place, right? We are on mission, and we're following divinely led footsteps is what I call them, right? We're following where we're being led. We're being led. So allow yourself to be led. Even on social media, allow yourself to be led. Don't say, I need a break from social media. It's so negative. You can flip that and say, man, I had a negative experience. Maybe I'm going to light it up. Maybe I'm going to light it up instead, right? And so in HBR anyway, we can build income streams around lighting it up. Imagine that. Imagine showing up in service every single day and then also being able to build income from that and serve people, right? That is where we do things. What I teach you guys, completely different than what anybody else teaches. Most people are going to teach you how to make money. I'm going to teach you how to serve and then also be able to make money from serving, because we all deserve to. We all deserve to live lives of abundance, right? Until we live a life that is different than the life we started, until we create that change, people can't see that it's available for themselves. Okay? That's it. Also, the good people of the world need to have the money so we can make good decisions and support our communities with it. And if you feel like you don't deserve or are not worthy to make money in service to other people, you may want to look at that, because that might be the enemy talking. Okay? Let's be very realistic. Let's answer this question. Do you think the enemy would want for us to have monetary resources to be able to support the community? Probably not. Do you think then the enemy is going to make you feel unworthy or undeserving or that it's wrong? Right? Probably. Because then the good people of the world are kept small. It's a perspective. It's a perspective. If you want to have a conversation about HBR, where is it? There it is. Just message my business page, Livin the Dream with Martha. You're going to message it the words case study. All we do is we have a small conversation. If you're in HBR, go ahead and give me a heck yes. Let me know what HBR is doing for you. But if you are in HBR, or if you're not in HBR yet, but you want to understand more about this, you want to understand more about living in purpose, on purpose, and be able to make an income doing it without being a skis ball, right? Without looking like or even feeling like a skis ball, with showing up heart-centered and in service to people every day. So when your head hits the pillow at night, you know that you have served and you have shown up and that families are changing and transforming because of you. You may not understand how that happens yet, but when you get in there, it will develop. It will develop. You don't have to have anything else other than the nudge. All you have to have is that God tap. All you have to, and I know that he's tapping people. I know that there are taps happening left and right where people are like, oh, I think this might be for me. I think this might be for me. God may be shoving you in it, right? You may be like heels down and being pushed into it, right? Because that happens. I've experienced that before as well, right? That might be happening as well. But understand, all I need is for God to have picked you out, nudge you, tap you, and say, hey, this is yours. All I need is for that to happen because the people that he is bringing into this program are seeing results. People that he is bringing into the program are transforming their worlds, transforming their lives, showing up in a way they never knew possible before. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, it is not because of me. I am not sitting here saying, I am amazing, follow me, look at what I'm doing. I am working as a conduit, you guys. I am doing this through his power. This is not me, okay? But I'm allowing it. And the thing is are you going to allow it? It can be the easiest thing on the planet, but you have to allow it. The hardest thing is not to allow it and watch everybody else do it. I'm going to go ahead and bring this off of here. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying. We're at 18 minutes. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, you guys hear me loud and clear. That is good. You never know what others are going through. Yes. There still is good in the world. Amen. Pamela, love that prayer. I ask God for similar things. I love that. Peggy, we need you today. Yes, we need all the peoples. Robin, yes, our people need us to show up. We shouldn't let those who aren't our people shouldn't keep us from showing up. We need to flip the social media experience. Boom. Yes. That. Yes. Preach it, Martha. I choose to show up in love. Boom. There it is. Let's see. Crystal. Yes, let's light it up with the shine. So needed to hear this. If I'm too bright, grab some shades because I'm going to shine even brighter. Thank you to all of you. Boom. Samantha, light it up. Yes. Yes. Shazam, powerful. Boom. Elle, light it up using this today. Oh, I have goosebumps head to toe. I am worthy. Samantha, I don't want to be small anymore. Get it, you guys. Get it. Oh, man. Brandy, I'm obsessed with HBR. I've learned more in 1 week than I had in over the last 2 years trying to figure it out on my own, worth every penny. You guys, the people are being led. If you are being led here, follow the lead. You are in good hands, okay? You are in good hands. I am going to pop out of here. Have the best day. Bye-bye.